Hi, and welcome to another video by Get It Done Home Repairs. Today's project, we're going to finish up this door here by installing a lock that we just came back from a big box store to put onto this door here. The door is finished, the other lock, the primary lock, is on, and now we're going to install a deadbolt up on top of it. All right, so enough talking, let's get in there. I'm going to show you what tools you're going to need, which is basically going to be a Phillips head screwdriver, and we'll get this lock installed and we'll wrap this job up. All right, so come on inside and let's get this finished up. Okay, so now we're ready to install our lock. We made sure that we took our new lock assembly, and if you look on the very top, right up here, it tells you up. So that's the way that it has to be facing up. Now we're going to put this in the door like this, and we're going to make sure that when it goes in the door and it's in all the way in, make sure that this part right here is in the center of the opening itself. Sometimes these are set back a little bit further. If it is, you just take it out. And you see that slot right there? You can just rotate it, and it gives you a little bit extra room so that you can get this centered in the opening. But that's not what we need in this case, so we're going to put it back to the way it was, and we're going to push this in like this. All right, push it into the opening. Next, we're going to take our screws that come provided with it. These are the short screws, just so you know. And we're going to screw this in right here. We're not going to screw it in tight. We're just going to screw it in until it's snug, okay? Now, if you are using an electric screwdriver, make sure you don't over tighten it and strip it out. Oh, and just so you know, these screws are actually made to go into wood and also aluminum, if you screw it into aluminum too. Okay, just so you know, or fiberglass. All right, so let's catch this one in here. Okay, so we have them screwed down, but they're not tight. It's still a little bit loose here, and I'll show you why in just a minute. Okay, next we're going to take our outside portion of the lock itself. You want to make sure the key is in the up position, like that. And of course, the name is facing up. All right, then we're going to take this, and we're going to put it through that opening right there, and go right through that hole right there. I want to point this out to you too. You may need to rotate this just a little bit to get it to fit into that right there, because you'll notice that it's flat on most sides and rounded on the top. Okay? And we'll push it through the opening all the way so that it's flush on the other side. I'll show you that in just a minute. Then we're going to take our other part like this. Again, you want to have it facing up, the writing on the top where it says locked and unlocked. We're going to put this over the top right here, just like that. We're going to rotate this a little bit so we can gain access to these two screws here. And the screws we're going to use for that are the ones that are like this, and they're threaded. It's not a wood screw, it's a regular screw. And we'll push it through here, and we're going to catch it and turn it. Once that one is caught, then we'll take our second one, put it in here, just like that, and then we'll snug it down with our screwdriver. You can use electric or you could use a regular screwdriver, makes no difference. And we'll do the exact same thing on this one here. One thing you do not want to do, whether you have a steel door, a fiberglass door, or anything else, you do not want to over tighten this and crush the door. All right, so you just want to snug it down, and you can see it works nice. Okay, now we're going to come in here, we're going to tighten these down all the way. Okay, next we're going to come in here, we're going to tighten. Next we'll come in here and we'll tighten up these screws here. Again, you don't want to over tighten it and strip it. You just want to bring them down until it's snug. Okay, and it's nice and flush. Same thing right here. Okay, it's flush. And now we'll come in here and we'll tighten these up the rest of the way. Okay, and that's it. It works just the way it's supposed to. All right, next we're going to put our other piece onto here, and we'll continue with that. Okay, so now we're going to install the piece into the door jamb itself. We're going to put this in here just like this. Now I want to point this out to you as well. They did give you small screws like this to install it. I chose to put a little bit longer screw in because I want this screw to go right straight through into the stud, which is in the wall right here. So I just went out to the big box store and picked up a longer screw. So that's what I'm going to use. All right, so first thing we're going to do now is we're going to hold this up in here the way it's supposed to be. We're going to grab our drill. I'm just going to grab a piece of tape to hold it in place for me while I screw this in. And now we're going to put it in. Just watch you don't over tighten it and strip out the screw holes themselves will crack the wood. All right, let's take the tape off now. And now we'll close the door and make sure it works. Just the way it's supposed to. Now, if by chance you try to turn this lock and it doesn't, it goes a certain distance and it won't go the rest of the way, you may want to check your strike plate. I'll show you what I mean. You may want to check your plate right here because it's possible it could be just touching very lightly on there. All right, so that's just in case you have a problem. That's it, lock is done. All right, so that's it. The lock is done. It works perfectly just as it's supposed to. Remember, the key to it is that you don't tighten this one up here until you have this lock in over here. Don't over tighten it and actually crush the door itself. Now, a lot of locks today are what they call smart locks. You get something like this that comes with your lock, and if you choose to key this lock similar to this lock, you can just take this key, put it into that lock, and with this key and the directions, you can recode that lock to recognize the key that works for this one right here. But that's a personal preference. That depends if you need it or not. But the directions are there just in case. All right, as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.